they had a wound like that, you know.
One that had an entry and an exit place.
Yeah.
And that one.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And so how did you feel during that time?
They made me a bed about this wide, and I couldn't lay on my back, so I laid there all the time, and they didn't want you to get up, and in about a week and a half I couldn't get up, and I was feeling worse every day, and then they come in one day and the nurse tried to get me up and walk me, you know, but it didn't work. And they come in one morning and said, we're moving you to Birmingham Hospital. So they opened it up, let it drain out, and they gave me different kind of shots, and I got better. And I was there for a couple weeks or better, and they sent me to another hospital. And
Was that in Birmingham?
yeah.
Second place.
Second place was, yeah. That was a big hospital. But they had some English doctors there that just, to me, it seemed like it was better than ours.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who did you meet there?
I met you mean soldier or?
Or did you meet a lady there?
Well, yeah, from Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the hospital?
Yeah. And I forget her name now.
I don't know if I have her name.
Yeah.
Was that?
She was the officer?
Who was that? Was that Maddie? Who was Maddie?
No, Matty was I met him at the replacement depot.
Oh, that's a man.
Yeah,
Oh,
Matty,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
This nurse, she was my nurse there, and I had, they take your clothes away from you, see, when you go to the hospital, and especially soldiers, and I had a sheet laid, still had to lay on my stomach. And every morning she'd come in and she'd put her hand underneath the blanket and she'd slap me on the cheeks, you know. She was 4 years older than I was.
Uh-huh.
And we got acquainted real good. And
Yeah.
when she got done with hers, she'd come back and talk quite a while. And then she said, we have a pub, and a lot of officers go to this pub. And she said, would you like to go? And I said, if I could walk, you know. So she said, today we're going to walk up and down this aisle. And 2 or 3 days later we left, and to go down the steps was quite a step. I got halfway down, I said, I got to go back. So, and a couple of days later we went down there, and we ordered a beer, and an officer man come over, and he lit into her real hard and said, I'm going to turn you in. He said, you're going, I know that's an enlisted man, a wounded man. See? He says, you're an officer and you're not supposed to go with an enlisted man, see? So we got out of there in a hurry, and
She was an officer.
yeah, all nurses was officers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
You got out of that one.
yep.
Oh, man. Well, you eventually got you got out of there. Anything else you want to talk about there?
So that was in London, right?
Uh-oh.
And then when you went to Birmingham,
Yeah.
you met 2 others. But Maddie was up there, wasn't he? At Birmingham?
Maddie was the one that I met at a replacement depot when we got done. he and I got on
Yep.
the wrong boat, you know, by
Didn't
purpose.
he go with the next ones that you met to the basket shop?
Maddie? No,
Okay,
I was by myself there.
okay, I thought it was his birthday and you asked if he could come too.
Nope.
Okay,
That time there was the two girls.
Yeah.
They was volunteers, and they took care of me when the nurses didn't, you know. And we got acquainted, and their folks owned a basket shop. And they talk about a basket shop all the time, and I thought they made baskets. Well, one day she said, when you get released here, my mother would like to cook a dinner for you before you went home. And I said, fine. I said, sounds good. So we got on a trolley, and that little jar like that there didn't work too good. Had to get off a while and walk, and went there, and here it was a grocery store.
Oh,
You carried your basket there and filled it up, and it was a
okay.
basket shop. And but then we went to the replacement depot, and the guy asked if we could hold a board and paper, you know, mark down the boat come in was a soldier's replacement.
Mm-hmm.
He said when they leave United States, they have to carry an extra pair of shoes and extra clothes on that, and they put them on a pile, and the company gets that, you know, for replacement.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah. So I did that, and was there not quite a week. And they brought 2 boatloads in, and I asked one officer there that was checking them off. I said, where's all these men go to? He said, 2nd Division gets most of them.
Hmm.
So that got me thinking about not going back home, you know. So Maddie was the one that was with us there, and I tried to get him to pick out the clothes, shirt and pants, and pack and everything, just like they was putting on those guys. I said, all we have to do is this officer don't look up. He hollers names, you know, and they just go. I said, all we got to do is walk here and get in line and go in the truck. Well, he said nothing doing. He said, you're going to get us killed. So I said, well, okay. So I went ahead and done it. I thought, I really don't want to go home yet, you know. And so I got my shirt and pants and everything and got in line, and I couldn't get in the truck. I had those guys help me get in the truck.
Really? You
And
couldn't even get up there because you were,
no, I couldn't. I couldn't use my arm.
man alive.
And I looked up. Our truck was loaded, and I looked up, and he was standing in line. So we had quite a time getting back to the outfit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Go over by boat?
We went on the boat, yeah. These guys all went on.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed right with them all the time. And got over there, and then we had to travel at night, see.
Mm-hmm.
I said, we can't travel in the daytime. We got to get, because we didn't want to go where they went, see.
Right, right.
And because the 2nd Division, part of them might be a couple miles down the line, you know. So we got on the 3rd day. We had to hide all the time, but the 3rd day we come to the railroad, and they was loading cars with something, and we got in the car, and we hadn't eaten for 3 days, and we was pretty weak, and we went back and fell asleep, and pretty soon they shut the door. They decided it was loaded up, and we laid in there for a long time, went back to sleep, and then that night a big noise woke us up. The German must have had an extra plane left someplace, you know. And we heard this plane come in, and they strafed these cars, and I thought probably the engineer must have hooked on, because he woke us up when the jerk, you know, and they probably seen fire in that engine, and this plane come in and strafed, and our car set like that.
Really?
But yeah, the explosion blew the rails up in curls.
Really?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And where did it hit? How far in front of you or behind you?
it's quite a ways in front of us.
Was it?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I imagine they got the engine.
Right, right.
Yeah, and of course a bomb in any place close like that, you know what to do with a railroad track.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that was quite a part of the war. Gee,
No doubt.
Yeah.
Man.
yeah.
When did they award you the Purple Heart?
That hill, that sunken road, see, that's where I got the Purple Heart.
Right before you went to Southampton again? Before you went back to the hospital, or after you came back?
It was for that, but when did they give that to you?
Yeah. Well, did they award that to you when you came back to the company?
Yeah, but I don't know.
Well, what do you have here? Is that the slug that actually went into you?
Yeah, they took this out at the hospital.
Here, hold it up for the
It's,
camera.
It's not very big. It's it's slippery. I can't hardly see.
Wow.
It's
They
like
took it out, so it was in you all the while when you came back. The whole time you were coming back to London, was it inside of you, or did they get it out on the
field
on the
hospital.
field? Oh, okay, okay.
Field hospital, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And where they gave me, I just can't remember where they gave me this.
Did your captain give it to you?
Yeah.
He did. Okay.
Yeah. Twice he wanted to give me some. He said, "You don't have to go home." And he said, "This time I'm going to give you one." You know. Now that's when I went back. See. When I come back and pulled my Luger out and was going to aim at this lieutenant, he came. Now he would never interfere with me and him before.
Mm-hmm.
He would, but this time here, he said, "I don't want to lose you this time." See.
Mm.
So he was really good, and when we got on the boat to come back home, he came to me and he said, "I got a good job for you. You get 10 men, and you take care of the officers' mess on the boat. And when we get done eating, you guys can eat too."
Mm.
And we had ice cream all the way home on the boat. Yeah,
Why don't you hold that up so we can see it,
Yeah.
yeah.
and then you can put it down.
Yeah, that looks.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Great.
And what did the guys do when you walked in, when we first came back?
Oh, you wouldn't believe this, but all that night we come up and we could see the artillery and that come and go, and I told Matty that he was with us, and sometimes we got separated and couldn't find one another, but I said, "We're getting close to the front line," and I said, your outfit is on our left, see. I think he was in the 9th. So we went up there, and he took off before we got to the front line. And when I got to the front line, my friend from Pennsylvania and the captain was standing there talking. I think Sergeant Salo from Pennsylvania was there too. And they turned around. I thought those guys were going to faint. When I left, I was just a mess of blood. You know, across my back was tore up the meat, and that was, this side here didn't bleed hardly any, but I was blood from one end to the other, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I know the captain said, that'll be the end of him, see.
Mm-hmm.
He said, he ain't gonna make it, you know. He got me he got on that radio, and he got a Jeep up here, and he said we didn't have one. He said, I don't care what you got. You get up here in a stretcher right now. And it was I think it was a small command car.
Really?
Yeah,
That's what took you to the field hospital.
yeah,
Hmm.
yep. And,
So he was surprised to see you back.
oh, he was. I swore he was going to faint.
Now,
Yeah.
this not is this the same captain?
Yep,
The same one. Okay.
Yep.
Talking
Yep.
to Roy
yeah,
when
Yep.
you came back.
yep.
Hmm.
This Roy is the only man in the company of 200 and some that went through the whole war. Never got scratched.
Really?
Never got scratched.
Unbelievable.
No, I went through the whole war except when we went in Omaha Beach, just a little south of us was a little place called Brest.
Mm-hmm.
It's a recreational place and that. Well, it was a trip all the way along for 2 months that we went. It took us from Omaha Beach to Vire, where I got hit. 2 months. Well, all the way along there was Germans. Why did they leave a strip? Now that's some of the mistakes that was made in World War II. See, when we got to Vire, I got hit August the 3rd. August the 7th,